AITA for having a poster that says, "We reserve the right to refuse service to the British." I, 18 meters, was a teacher's assistant for an American history teacher my senior year of high schooler. She had this poster that said, "We reserve the right to refuse service to the British." The last part is in real big letters, instead of saying anyone, and it had a bunch of floating heads, kinda like the Marvel posters, of random people from American Revolutionary history, and the bottom was a Boston Tea Party scene, with a faded American flag design in the background. She retired the year I graduated and I was helping her pack, and I asked her about the poster. She said a student made it for a project years ago and she found it so funny she had it professionally printed. She asked if I wanted and I said sure, and it's in my room now, with a ton of other posters. Some family friends came over recently and we went in my room, and this cousin, 16F, her family's real rich, has flown to Europe a lot and she's obsessed with European culture. She asked about it. I said a history teacher gave it to me. Isn't it hilarious? She said, isn't it discriminatory? I said I don't think so, I find it funny. She said, what's so funny about it? I said IDK, just the fact it has all the floating heads and it says the British in real big letters is kind of funny. She asked me what's so funny about racism. I said it's not racist, it's just an American history joke. She said, yeah, about discriminating against British people. I said it's literally just a joke bro, calm down, in an angry tone, and my voice was kinda raised. She said, fine, have your racist poster. I sighed, bro, it's not that deep. Oh my god, in an annoyed tone. And she was mad for the rest of the time they were there, and my mom thinks I should apologize. AITA? As a British person, I can tell you it just sounds like a silly fun poster made by an American child, and doesn't offend me in any way. NTA. Well, I don't believe British is considered a race by pretty much anyone. So, it's not racist. Yes, it is discriminatory, I suppose. But I'm sure all truly impacted by this will be able to get over it. It's funny, in a history teacher sense of the word. NTA. Your friend sounds a bit like someone who looks for things to be mad about. No, you don't need to apologize. NTA. British isn't a race. And it's a history joke. And it's not too soon for the joke. People who don't understand race or history won't get it though. NTA. It's pretty clearly an American Revolution themed poster, aka a poster about a time where the Americans kicked out the British. They said, British not welcome. It's not racist, but a fun way of phrasing an event in history. It's not really that much different to the Happy Treason Day, ungrateful colonials we Brits post on the 4th of July. Just a daft joke. NTA. NTA. It's definitely not racist. The humor value depends on the beholder. Hanging in your room. It's also not discriminatory. I think the real humor value would be if you somehow ended up with a British GF, took her into your room, and ended up shooting yourself in the foot when she saw the poster and walked out. Well, I'd find it funny. It's in your own room and it's a history-related joke, so NTA. If you owned a business and put this on the front door, it would be discriminatory. I ran it by my wife, who's British. She thought it was hilarious. NTA. Some people are just too sensitive. There will always be someone who's offended about something. Don't worry about it. NTA. British is not a race. It's in your room. And with the assumption that you're American, there's no way she could be so dense to not understand the joke. NTA. The British aren't a race. If you don't want to serve them tea, you don't have to. NTA. Also not a racist poster, as it very clearly has a historical context around the American Revolution. Your cousin is falling into the woke trap of everything I don't like is racist, which unfortunately makes it difficult to differentiate between things that really are racist and things like this. That said, I don't know if funny would be the word I use to describe it though. It's political humor, which tends to be more clever and poignant. NTA. I'm British and find this very funny. NTA. Your poor little lost friend TA. Being British isn't a race, it is a nationality. But her word and thought police training only provide her with a limited set of options for controlling your expression. So she is trying to shove the proverbial square peg into a round hole. That is the problem with indoctrination and rote learning. It does not respond well to a new situation. NTA. This is a 16-year-old getting off on their perceived opportunity to have a soapbox to get on. Ignore it, and hope they one day grow up enough to cringe in memory of this behavior. Honestly, I would have responded with, I am glad you learned a new vocab word. But you're using it wrong. I also never pay heed to someone getting off on using the imaginary offense of an imaginary people. If someone who is actually British shows up and is actually offended, that is a conversation I will have. But I give the average Brit more credit than that. Call her a colonizer until she cries. British, derogatory. NTA. The poster is a funny joke about the American Revolution. Just a simple joke. Zero to do with racism. Ignore your friend. She's spent too much time on social media accounts of ignorant people. What exactly does your mom think you need to apologize for? Having a funny poster in your own room? Sounds like your cousin needs to stop trying to find stuff to be pissed off about and live her life. She should also learn what racism actually means. Also, NTA. Racism has to have a punch behind it. If the world was somehow structured so that British people were routinely discriminated against, then yes, that would be racist, but they are not. In fact, they are usually the ones doing the discriminating. So a joke like this doesn't matter unless you're really trying to find something to whine about. NTA, and can I get a copy?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.